Psychologists say that the most painful relationship of your life will be with a person who has these traits. Psychology suggests that the most painful relationship you'll ever have will be with a person possessing certain traits. It's not about pointing fingers or typecasting people, but it's about understanding the characteristics that can make a relationship more challenging and oftentimes hurtful. We're here to shed light on these traits with the ultimate goal of helping you navigate your relationships better. So buckle up as we journey into the realm of human behavior and relationships, hoping to make your future interactions a little less painful and a lot more fulfilling. Number 1, the lack of empathy. We've all heard the old saying, to understand someone, you must walk a mile in their shoes. This speaks to the importance of empathy in our relationships. Empathy is the ability to understand and share the feelings of others. It's a trait that strengthens bonds and nourishes relationships. But what happens when it's lacking? According to psychology, a lack of empathy can be a source of immense pain in relationships. It's like being with someone who just doesn't get it, no matter how much you explain your feelings or your point of view. There's that phrase. But it can also appear in otherwise healthy individuals under certain circumstances. Psychologist Carl Rogers once said, when someone really hears you without passing judgment on you, without trying to take responsibility for you, without trying to mold you, it feels damn good. That's what empathy does in relationships. It makes us feel seen, heard, and valued. But when empathy is missing, the relationship can become a painful experience of feeling misunderstood and neglected. So keep an eye out for this trait. It's a potential heartbreaker. Number 2, constant criticism. Sometimes it's constructive and helps us grow, but other times it can be destructive and hurtful. I do remember being in a relationship where I was constantly criticized. Everything from the way I dressed to how I spoke was under scrutiny. It felt like I was walking on eggshells, always trying to meet an impossible standard. Famous psychologist Dr. John Gottman refers to this as one of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse in relationships. He suggests that constant criticism can lead to an alarming amount of emotional distress and can be a significant predictor of relationship failure. So if you find yourself in a relationship with someone who persistently criticizes you or others, take note of that. It could lead to one of the most painful experiences of your life. Number 3, and this is a big one for me, emotional unavailability. There's nothing more soul-crushing than being in a relationship with someone who is emotionally unavailable. You could be sharing your deepest fears, your wildest dreams, or your proudest moments, and all you get in return is a blank stare. It feels like you're talking to a wall, pouring your heart out to someone who just isn't there. Famed psychologist Dr. Brené Brown said, vulnerability is not winning or losing. It's having the courage to show up and be seen when we have no control over the outcome. But when you're with someone who's emotionally unavailable, showing up and being seen feels like you're shouting into the void. Emotional unavailability doesn't just lead to a painful relationship. It leaves you feeling isolated and unheard in what should be your safest space. It's a trait that cuts deep, and it does leave lasting scars. Number 4, controlling behavior. Have you ever been in a relationship where you felt like you were losing yourself? I have. It was as if my opinions, my preferences, and even my schedule were being dictated by my partner. Every aspect of my life was under their control, and it was suffocating. But in a controlling relationship, only one personality dominates, while the other is suppressed. Controlling behavior can take many forms, from deciding who you can be friends with to dictating what you can wear. It's a trait that erodes your sense of self and leaves you feeling completely and utterly trapped. Recognizing this trait early on can save you from one of the most painful relationships you could ever endure. Number 5, excessive charm. It might seem odd, but yes, excessive charm can be a red flag. While it's natural to be drawn to charismatic individuals, there is a thin line between genuine charm and manipulative charm. Psychologist Dr. Robert Hare, known for his work on psychopathy, warns about the superficial charm often displayed by manipulative individuals. So be mindful. An overload of charm might not be as charming as it seems. It could potentially mask a more painful relationship beneath the surface. Number 6, inability to communicate. Communication is the lifeblood of any relationship. It's how we express our needs, our feelings, and our thoughts. However, being in a relationship with someone who struggles to communicate or outright refuses to do so can lead to a world of hurt. Esteemed psychologist Albert Mahabrian once said, "The single biggest problem in communication is the illusion that it has taken place." This rings particularly true in relationships where one party lacks communication skills. An inability to communicate effectively can lead to misunderstandings, unmet needs, and feelings of frustration. It's a trait that can turn a relationship into a painful guessing game. Number 7, disrespectful behavior. Respect is the cornerstone of any healthy relationship. Without it, the foundation simply crumbles. It chipped away at my self-esteem until I felt unworthy and unimportant. And it happened over a lengthy period of time that I didn't even realize it was happening. Psychologist Dr. John Gottman emphasizes that contempt, which is a form of disrespect, is the single greatest predictor of divorce. He suggests that it's not just about disagreement, but how you disagree that matters. Disrespectful behavior can be deeply damaging and painful. It's a trait that should never be overlooked or tolerated in any relationship. Unresolved past trauma. We all come with baggage, some heavier than others, but when that baggage is unresolved past trauma, it can cast a long shadow over your relationship. Being in a relationship with someone who hasn't addressed their past traumas can feel like you're living in a minefield. Any small trigger can set off an explosion of pain and emotions. Famous psychologist Sigmund Freud once said, "Unexpressed emotions will never die. They are buried alive and will come forth later in uglier ways." This is particularly true in relationships where past traumas are untreated. This trait isn't about blaming the person with the trauma. It's about recognizing that unresolved issues can lead to painful dynamics in a relationship. It's a call for understanding, patience, and professional help when needed. Number 9, overdependence. In a relationship, it's natural to rely on your partner. But when dependence turns into overdependence, it can become a burden. There's a fine line between support and suffocation. Overdependence can lead to feelings of being trapped and create an unhealthy dynamic in the relationship. Number 10, jealousy. When it goes beyond the occasional twinge, can be incredibly destructive in a relationship. I remember being with a partner whose jealousy made me feel like I was constantly on trial. Every interaction with someone of the opposite sex was dissected and questioned. It was exhausting and painful for me. Psychologist Dr. Robert Leahy notes, jealousy can become obsessive and create a vicious cycle. So beware of jealousy. Jealousy might not just be a sign of love. It might be a warning signal for a painful relationship. Navigating the complex world of human relationships is no easy feat. It's a dance of emotions, behaviors, and traits, some of which can lead to the most painful experiences of our lives. Remember that knowledge is power. Understanding these traits can help us recognize potential heartbreaks and navigate our relationships with more wisdom. By bringing these traits to light, we empower ourselves to make conscious choices in our relationships. Whether you've recognized these traits in past relationships or you're seeing them for the very first time, remember that it's never too late for growth and change. After all, every experience, even the painful ones, contribute to who we are today. So let's move forward with this newfound awareness, fostering healthier relationships and turning our past pains into powerful lessons for the future.